What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, everybody? So we are back again for another episode review of Queen Sugar. Okay, this is season 3, episode 6. Delicate and strangely made. Bitch, let me just tell you. Blue. Anyway, let me just start off. Okay, this whole situation with Vi. Well, the episode starts off with Nova. Nova's laying in her bed. It's like she's contemplating life. I'm like, this probably the longest we seen Nova without a nigga or a bitch, okay? Or a woman, okay? A man or a woman in her bed. You know what I'm saying? Because just about in every episode, she's been with somebody, or I should say, every season she has somebody. Season 1, she had to marry cop. Um, season 2, she had um Zaria, Reagan Gomez, and she also had what's her name? What's the black guy? And so, this time she's just contemplating life. You got Remy just keep on calling her, texting her, talking about something. We need to talk. We need to go somewhere and talk. Okay, and I'm ready to talk whenever you are. And so at this point in time, Vi calls her and was like, "Girl, I need you to come down here. I don't give a care about your excuses. Come down here and help me with these pies because her assistant had to call out because something was going on with the baby. The baby was sick, I think, and so she had to do that. Here you go. And I was like, girl, I am a writer. I got work to do. She said, bitch, you can write anywhere, okay? Fuck your job right quick. All right, you ain't got no 9 to 5 right about now. I need your help. Everybody else busy and doing all this shit, and you the only one that knows my recipes the way that I like to do them. And so, of course, she went down there and she obliged her. And throughout the whole time, she's getting these texts and conversations for these texts coming in from Remy. And she's trying to ignore them because she don't know exactly what to text back. Her feelings are very, very conflicted. She has this conversation with Vi. She starts recording it, and she's speaking about how at one point in her life she was supposed to grow up and she was supposed to get married, have the kids, and all this stuff, but she knew that that wasn't the path that she was supposed to take. And this is giving Nova some information and some, thoughts and notes to do for her book, to look at the struggles of black people in certain neighborhoods and certain environments and whatever. And so this was a good little retelling of how she came into wanting to own a business, wanting to do for herself. And Vi said it didn't, at first, she didn't know that this is what she wanted to do and this is what she was born to do and meant to do. It just sprung up on her because, like she said, she was supposed to get married and have kids and do all that. It was like her dad, Ernest, talking about Nova's dad, Ernest, he was born to do the farming and stuff, and he knew that that's what he was supposed to do. And so she figured this out later on in life. It just fell in her lap that, she was passionate about these pies, passionate about, building a business and all this stuff. And she was working on that. And then Nova asked her because something was going on with her hand. She was like, it still hurts and all that. She was like, yeah. She was like, how do you do this? Own your own business, making your own pies and stuff like that with lupus. Vi didn't really want to talk about it. And her whole thing is, I'm a black woman. I don't need to be, I want to be this uplifting black woman, but I don't want to show that I have this weakness. I don't want to be a black woman with a weakness. And I understand where she's coming from because they always try to make us seem as if, black women are super women and, we got to be better than this and better than that. But what we need to put out there is that, yes, we can be those things, but we also have a vulnerability to us, okay? We're human just like everyone else. We can't do it all. And like Nova said, you can put this out here and this can be good to help other people who are doing the same thing and, show that you can have an illness and you can have all this stuff going on and you can still make your dreams come true. Same thing with Vi. Like, she started late in life. You don't have to, age ain't nothing but a number. As long as you're still here, you can still make stuff happen, you know? And so later on, Vi even asked Nova, who got you preoccupied? Because you've been looking all up in that phone and got you flexed up and all this stuff. She was like, girl, it's complicated. And she goes on and she started talking about how when Ernest took over the farm and then Vi started checking in on him, the farm actually is what brought her and Ernest closer together as brothers and sisters. And she was saying, this is what I want for you and Charlie and Ralph, for y'all to come together and be close. Now, the whole thing with Charlie's situation, which was sad at the end because Charlie is figuring out stuff is not happening right. With Charlie's story, we first see her and we see these magazines on the table and they're of Davis and these basketball magazines and stuff, and him, in his glory days and being a doting husband, and she's on the cover. uh, um what's her name? What's his name? Micah's on the cover with him, and then she's reading this article that's online about Davis West having a 13-year-old daughter, with meaning that she from an extramarital affair. And then you hear on the radio when she's driving, you got Charlamagne the guy at the Breakfast Club. They on there talking about to give Davis the dunk the other day. Shout out to Charlamagne, because that motherfucker is doing it. Regardless of if you like that nigga or not, he is doing it, okay? Got shows popping up here and there, making appearances on here and all this stuff. That's great, okay? Moving on from that, she keep on getting calls from Jacob. She keeps turning them down. She's trying to talk to Micah. Micah not really trying to speak. Micah was like, I'm finna go to school. Micah gets to school and the kids are just being kids, of course. We live in this day of social media, and the teenagers gonna get all the stuff and they know exactly what's going on. You can't hide them from them. The parents don't even have to tell them what's going on. All they have to do is log on to, the Instagram account or Twitter and get off these gossip sites, the Shade Room, Baller Alert, all this stuff, and get the information. And they're just, looking at him, making jokes about the whole situation. And I'm like, I would never do something like that to somebody. If somebody famous was in my school or the child of a famous person, I went to school with them and some stuff would have came out, I would never make them feel uncomfortable like that, because I wouldn't want nobody to make me feel uncomfortable. I would try to reach out and just say, if you need somebody to talk to, just hit me up. But other than that, I will leave them the fuck alone. Okay, I will not make them feel any more of an outsider than they already do at this particular point. Kids are just cruel sometimes. They really are. They can be rude as fuck. But we finally see Kiki. Bitch, Kiki was trying to, be there for him and said, giving him some little words of encouragement, kissed him and said, meet me after school and all this shit. He was supposed to meet her after school, but instead, he go play with his newfound friends, and they just, getting his mind off everything. And she texting him trying to see where he's at. Called him and he declined the call. And at this point in time, I'm looking like, what the hell is going on between Micah and Kiki? Because ever since Micah got to this public school and got hooked up with these new friends, Micah been kind of different and distant with Kiki. We don't see much of Kiki. We don't see much of him talking so much about her. And I'm just not really liking this, because Kiki don't look like she's the one changing. He's the one that's changing. And I don't know. Like, I like them together. They are just enjoying themselves, and of course you got an idiot comes over talking about what y'all doing here. They got the Confederate flag hanging out the window, and they doing this back and forth talk. It's like, see, this is the problem with you people. Y'all always want to take stuff. You don't belong here. White lives matter and all this shit. And then the girl said something, and he said, what you say? Say it again, you black bitch. And I said, wait the fuck a minute. They said, say that shit again. What you say? And Michael was like, hold up, I got this, bitch. Say it again. I said, oh, Michael. Micah is just fed the fuck up. Ripped the Confederate flag off, and this white guy, they pulled off. Now, see, I was scared for a moment because we didn't know if they pulled off and just left because the white guy pulled up, or they pulled off and was going to make a U-turn and, follow them and do some crazy shit or whatever. But this white guy pulled up and said, what the fuck y'all doing on my land? Okay, get the fuck off my property. And if you come back, I'm going to have y'all asses arrested. I was like, I hope you give that same warning to them white boys, okay? Not just these group of niggas as you look at them like, But they even gave Micah his props, like, damn, Micah, that was so cool and shit. I was like, uh-oh, Micah. But anyway, Charlie is out, and she goes to Prosper's land, okay? And she sees these people that was from the bar where she was drunk as shit, And she seen him out there, and she was like, "Y'all from the EPA?" And they was like, "We don't know nothing about the EPA. We land surveyors." I was like, "What are you surveying the land about? This is the land of a friend of mine that used to be on here." And it was like, "I don't know nothing about this, but you know, Jacob Bordeaux, he's the one that told me to put out here and to, you know, survey the land. What is it about? I can't give you that information. Are you sure like this? No, I can't give you that information, man. Well, can I get a business card? I mean, it's just a business card." She was like, "Okay." And he was really nice, though. He was really nice and respectful. And he was doing his job. So I'm not mad at him for not giving out the information. But now Charlie is looking like people are trying to fuck her over and she's just not here for it. And she probably right now regretting the mistake of kissing that motherfucker and linking all up into his arm. Okay. And so she goes over there to Vicky's place and they get a whole bunch of information about it's some dirty dealings that's going on. And now she's giving this information to her so that they can go ahead and find some more shit that's going on because things are not right. He's lying. That means there's trouble afoot. All these land properties are being taken up, and these are the farmers who are leasing land from the Landrys. What is going on? And now it's going to affect her. And so later on, we see her coming back from the store. She got her milk, whatever, because Micah said there's no more milk in the house earlier. And Nova is outside her door. Nova is outside her door, and she was just telling her we need to talk. And I heard what happened and everything that's going on. And Charlie is just disgusted. Like, I don't want to hear anything from you. I don't want to hear anything from anybody. Go home. She didn't even invite her in the house. And I said, damn, now I know Nova and her got into it because Nova wasn't here for her signing over and, signing Queen Sugar over there to the Landrys or whatever. But I didn't think it was that deep. And I feel as though Charlie just don't want to talk to nobody. It had nothing to do with the fact that it was Nova. I feel like it was just she didn't want to deal with nobody because that day was the day that all that information came out about Davis and everybody and their mama was talking about it, okay? And she was just tired of it. Like she told Vicky, she just want people to be honest with her and to tell her the fucking truth and stop lying, okay? Going behind her back and lying about all this bullshit. And I feel so bad for her. She closed that door. She ain't even invite Nova in. Nova go home. You know, she laying in that bed. First of all, the first thing that I noticed after she looked at that phone, Nova was in there and she was crying. I was like, oh my God. And I guess the words that was going in her mind was the whole situation with no not Nova, but Val was telling them about how she wants what her and the land to do for her and her sisters and brothers the same way that it did for Ernest and her, meaning make them closer. So they need to, come together. And she was trying to come together with Charlie and be there for her, but Charlie wasn't receptive to it at that moment. So she went over here and took that phone, and she finally responded to Remy and was like, "Listen, we can't do this." And I was like, "You bet not." On the one hand, I want to see the drama and see what'll happen if they do. But on the other hand, I was like, no, that's too messy. Don't do that shit. Okay, you know better. She turned around. She looked over to her left, and it was a mirror right there. I said, "Nova, you a freaky bitch." Okay, that mirror is strategically put up there, right by the bed. So when you doing your you can see you and your boo doing what y'all doing. Listen, that's next to having the mirror up on top of the ceiling. I know I got time for that, but okay, you know. But moving on from that, that was sad because she was sitting there crying like, God damn, Nova's under a lot of pressure. Okay, with this book shit, family shit, relationship shit. Damn. Speaking of relationship, well, let me just get Vi stuff out the way. Vi also got invited to go to have dinner with the head of the grocery store who is housing her pies and stuff. And basically, they buttering her up and giving her all these props and stuff. And I said, Vi, I want you to please be careful. And I want you to really get somebody to look at this contract. Get a real ass lawyer that you can trust. Find Charlie. Let them get somebody that let her find somebody that she trusts to go over this contract because they want Vi to, mass produce some pies and put her face on it and put it in the frozen store and invest in these pies or whatever and have them everywhere. And it's going to be beneficial for both of them. And he claims that it's going to be more beneficial to You know, Vi, but you just never know with people these days. They butter you up to pull you down, bitch. I said, Vi was thinking about it like, uh-huh. Then she said, okay, we can do this. And I said, baby, get a lawyer, all right? Get a good lawyer at that. Moving on from that, this whole situation with Ralph, he goes out on a little date with, I think her name is Trini. He goes out on a date with her, and they're just vibing and they're talking. And see, I like that. It's not just the typical, let's just go out to eat, let's just go out to movies and stuff like that, and I'll drop you off home, or, just come kick it at the crib. They're literally out there doing bike rides, stuff like that, and just vibing with one another and actually speaking to one another. They stopping on a bridge and they just having a conversation, talking about how she went to school in New York and how she already knew that she was going to come back and run the family business, and how she knows that ever since the oil spill, her parents been putting on that the business is doing good, but she knows that it's not really doing good because the oil spill didn't, deter some of the fishes away, and stuff like that. And Ralph was saying how he went to prison, and if that's a problem for you, it's understandable if you don't want to speak to me again and all that shit. She was like, bitch, I sent your application. I know that you've been to prison, bitch. If it was a problem, I would be here. I said, Ralph, wake up. Bitch, wake up, okay? So they just vibing. He kissed her, and I said, kiss the girl. Sha la 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 da do do do. Wow, wow. That is my motherfucking movie, bitch. Let me stop. That is my favorite fucking Disney movie ever. When I was a little kid, I used to play that shit out. The Little fucking Mermaid will never get old to me. Till this fucking day, I love it more than I love them Lion King. Fuck you mean, bitch. Fuck you mean. Okay. Anyway, moving on from that. One of these days, I might just go ahead and do like a breakdown of these Disney movies, because these Disney movies are pretty like ugh. If you really think about it, like man marrying fish and shit like that, bestiality and all this shit with Beauty and the Beast and shit. Girl, let me stop. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. But bitch, just think about it. Let's go back and think about it. But anyway, moving on from that, Darla earlier she picked up Blue, dropped him off at the school. Everything was cool. Darla gets stopped by the teacher and was like, she's so glad that you're back because I told Ralph that something was going on, that, Blue had pushed a student off the swing before and he did it again. And he said he was going to take care of it, but it keep happening. And she was like, okay, I will talk to him and get to the bottom of it, because Blue won't tell the teacher why it happened. And so at this point, Darla goes onto the farm, sees Benny. Benny talking to her like, who you? And I said, bitch, who the fuck are you? You calm your ass down. I just didn't like the way he said it. And it was like, I'm looking for Ralph, okay? Ralph come out there and was like, what's up? It was like, Blue got into it with some kid again. Why didn't you tell me this stuff was going on? And, Ralph being his health and all this stuff. I said, Ralph, stop it. Just let her be more involved. And he went on ahead and said, okay, cool. You can take him for the day, so you can get out of him what exactly is going on, which I'm so glad that he's let her do. Because at the end of the day, both of y'all make mistakes, and you can't keep on holding it over her head when she's clearly trying. And she's not, and that's the thing with Darla. And that's why I can't 100% be like, I hate the bitch, okay? Darla knows she made mistakes, and Darla has owned up to her mistakes, and she's not trying to place blame elsewhere, okay? She's taking responsibility and accountability of it, you know? Not everybody's going to do that, and not everybody has done that with their issues and stuff like that. But anyway, she takes Blue to her new place. And I said, first of fucking all, Blue was like, let's go see the backyard. The black backyard got playground, little Fisher Price playground up in there. It's beautiful back there. Inside is beautiful. He got his own room and it's nice and big. And I said, bitch, who the fuck is paying for this? It's your parents paying for this, darling. Cause last time you was working for what's that girl name? Charlie, and you got fired. Now you left and then you came back. Who is paying for this? What job you got? Then you going to school too? Okay, that's cute, but you know, she getting her life together. I still want to know if your parents paying for this or not. It's understandable if they are. But she was trying to get to the bottom of it with Blue, and Blue wasn't trying to hear from it. I'm trying to tell her, but eventually he did break down and was like, you know, basically the boy said that the reason why you left is because you didn't love me anymore. And I was like, oh, you know, kids can be fucking cruel, and kids can repeat shit that they heard other people talking about and don't understand what the fuck is going on themselves. So that's what it was. And she just gives him this speech like, that's not the case. I love you with everything that I have, and you know, I will never ever leave you again. You don't have to worry about wondering where I'm at. I'm here. This is your place just as much as your father's place, and I'm never going to leave you again. I thought that was cute and that was needed, okay, to reassure him. He's growing up and he knows that shit ain't right. Baby, when they was about to drop him off, Ralph, I guess, was still out with Lil Trini. Okay, and there's some niggas up in the house. And I said, what the fuck is going on here? I know Ralph didn't allow these motherfuckers up in this house, and I forgot that Benny was staying there. Now, last week, what is it about the niggas named Benny's on? Benny on Half and a Half not stupid as hell, and this motherfucker ain't too far from stupid either. Okay? You do not take advantage of the opportunity that you are given when you barely got that opportunity. Okay? You were allowed to stay at this man's place, and he told you just don't start no shit because you know I have a child that I am taking care of. And you bring these noisy thug look. I hate the way I say thug, but they do look like they on some shit, you know, and they getting all hostile with each other, just playing a game of spades, about to whoop each other ass and shit, loud with the stuff. And you let them come over when you knew that Ralph wasn't gonna be there. Okay, and Darla was like, get the fuck out. And then Ralph pops up and was like, get your shit and leave. And I was like, I never trusted him. I told y'all last week something about him was fishy. You know what I'm saying? Like he was using this to take advantage. You don't get good and comfortable that quick. You ask first, and obviously he didn't ask because Ralph wouldn't never said get out. Bitch, Darla goes to fuck off when all them get out the house. What the fuck is going on? You too busy doing this. You ain't even worried about your son and what he doing and all this stuff. You too busy working so much. You too busy doing this, and you got this element in the house and all this stuff around your son. And whoop this shit he was like, my son, what you trying to say now? What you trying to do now? And Ralph started going in on Darla, and they going back and forth. Blue comes out of nowhere and said, don't you talk to my mommy like that, okay? Don't you holler at my mom. I said, oh, Blue. I ain't never hear Blue raise his voice like that. Bitch, the whole time that whole interaction was going, he was like, I told you to get your ass in the bed. I said, oh, you cussing at him too? What the fuck is going on? Sometimes you need to cuss a little kid out. I ain't even gonna fucking lie. And if y'all say no, you don't do that, bitch. Some of these kids need to be fucking cussed the fuck out, okay? They just take you there sometimes. But see, Blue, I saw that shit coming. It was building up. You know, he acting out. But at this point in time, he's a mama's boy because all the shit that's been going on. He been missing his mama. He want his mama. He want to stay with her. He want to, that's exactly what he said. So eventually, Darla was like, you ain't gonna keep me from my son. You ain't gonna keep me from keeping him overnight. You ain't want me to keep him overnight, but you can let him stay up in this shit with these motherfuckers. Look at the house is all fucked up and shit like that. The fuck is going on with you? I'm taking Blue and he's sleeping at my house tonight. I said, damn, Darla. I was like, what? You know what? Speaking of, cause Blue name is Blue. The whole time I was looking at that little interaction, I don't know why it popped up in my head, but I was just like, what if Blue Ivy was doing the same thing to Jay-Z when Beyonce and Jay-Z got into it? Because you know she done seen some shit. It was like, bitch, you ain't gonna talk to my motherfucking mama like that. But then again, Blue probably was on Blue. Yeah. Because she controls that household just like Blue controls this household because you see where the shit went. All right. But anyway, that was basically Queen Sugar. If y'all, I missed something, please put it down in the comments. Baby, I'm kind of pissed off because Queen Sugar ain't coming back until July 11th. Bitch, what the fuck is going on next week? Okay, next week is July 4th. That's why. Never mind. I answered my own goddamn question. I answered my own question. Oh shit, July 4th is the holiday. So we don't give a fuck then, bitch. Fuck that. Anyway, y'all tell me how y'all feel about it, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.